Salute, salute. What's good, my peoples? Coffee and Mary Jizane. We is Bizak, just like this. Sip tea. I say sip tea, but I'm actually drinking coffee. To all my coffee drinkers, you know we in here. Coffee drinkers in here. It's your boy Burley, back. Coffee and Mary Jane / Marshall debate. That's right, we got another debate, so we need people in the chat. I can't debate by myself. So to get this going, we need people in the chat. So we're going to give it a little couple of minutes to see if we can get some people to come up in here. If not, we're going to have to try another time because Marshall debate needs some debating. I need people to come back. I want to hear it. I want the smoke. I want all of the smoke. Because we can learn. Bet we can learn. We can learn something. Salute to everybody in the chat. Let me know where you coming in from. What's your GPS on Mama Earth? What's your GPS on the earth? Where you coming from? It's Coffee and Mary Jane / Marshall debate. And we see the question up there. Is self-defense different from professional fighting? Yeah, we got a good one to chew right here. Is self-defense different from professional fighting? That's the question we asking tonight. But we need people in the chat, so I'm gonna need some people in the chat. Share it. Tell your friends about it. Mr. Burley is live. And it's always an event when we live over here. You know it's always something. It's always some information being dropped. Smash that like button. Share the video. Coffee and Mary Jane. Tonight's question is self-defense different from professional fighting? You know, you hear a lot of those self-defense guys, you know, I'm not teaching that, you know, that's sports fighting. I'm teaching self-defense, you know. I'm teaching something other than that. So we want to know, is there a difference? Tell me what you think. Tell me why. We at the 3-minute mark. People are dribbling in. We're going to rock at 5 minutes. And I need the help from everybody in the chat. I need the chat on this one. I need the chat. You got anybody signing in? Nobody signing in yet. Where you at? Just don't eye hustle. Say what's good. Speak your name. Where you from? We ain't got to just be standing there watching. We about to break it down. We need your participation. The participation. We need your participation. I got to get me a lighter because this little system I got going on here ain't really working. You know, when your lighters is dead, you got to do the 2-lighter trick, the one that can bring a spark to the gas. Who we got? 4 minutes on. Sam Sorrell. I think the difference is professional fighters get paid if you in the street fights. No, that's a good difference. That is a good difference. I side with you on that one. I side with you on that one. That is definitely a good difference. Yeah, that's a very good difference. See, that's what we're talking about here. I don't believe there is a difference. I just think self-defense guys are just overselling. You know, they're overselling. And it sounds good to say, yeah, what they doing in there is different from what we're going to do in the street fight. You know, I don't totally agree with that. I believe they're the same thing. All right, we at the 5-minute mark. You know, like I said, we need people in the chat to go back and forth. Somebody that disagrees, if you got a disagreement, please put it up there. But tonight's question, the Marshall debate is self-defense different from professional fighting. And the good brother had one very good difference is that professional fighters are getting paid for their work. And, you know, in your street fight, I guess your payment is you make it home or you don't catch a charge or, you know, you make it home safely. That would be your payment. So that is a very big difference. But I think they're splicing the people that teach self-defense, I believe they're splicing it up. You know, they're splicing up the words. Because self-defense and the big aspect of it, a part of self-defense is fighting. Like even some self-defense could be running away. You run away, you live to fight another day. You know, you got to face 10 attackers. If you got 10 attackers, don't get caught up in them Bruce Lee movies. If you got 10 people, if the way to fight 10 people is clear. You're hitting to escape. You're not hitting to stay and fight. See, if you fighting one person, even two is a lot, you know. But if you fighting one person, your objective could be to stay in that fight until that person is sleep, or he's out to fight, or you're sleep, and you out to fight. But if you got to face 10 attackers, this ain't going to be no kung fu movie. You know what I'm saying? So your best bet is going to be fighting the run. At that point, your best self-defense is the run. So fighting is an aspect of self-defense, so it can't be separated from. Where the self-defense people go wrong at is that what you may teach somebody in a seminar, or even if you got a class that's coming to you, you got a class and you teaching these moves. What makes it harder, different from the professional fighter, Wesley Todd, he says, yes, it is different. Please break it down. That's what I was talking about. Break it down. We got somebody in the chat. That's right. Let's go. Let's go. Please break it down how it's different. Sam just came up here with a good difference. He said, you know, pro fighters get paid, street fighters ain't getting paid. That is a good difference. You know, I believe they're the same. So I'm looking for the people that's saying there is a difference between self-defense and fighting, and why. Break it down. Break it down. The good brother just said, yes, it is, but I ain't see you come back in, good brother. Wesley Todd, break it down. I'm here for it. Smash that like button, share this video. We going live, Coffee and Mary Jane / Marshall Debate. Let's work. Let's work. Hold on, let me light up my stick. You know, I gotta have my stick ready. I'm ready for the work. Come with the work. Because as I was saying, fighting is an aspect of self-defense that can't be spliced apart. And the self-defense people, the reason why they're running into such a brick wall, and their thing is not saying they can't be, like you might have a self-defense teacher that may got some information that he can fight, that you know, that he got his experience of fighting. But the problem lies in the students. Learning how to fight takes two components. You need the teacher, you need the student. Symbiotic, they need each other. The teacher without the student is just a man with a lot of information talking to himself. The student without the teacher is a man with no information and susceptible to be given false information if he doesn't run into the right teacher. So these two are symbiotic. They need each other. Where self-defense teachers go wrong at is that their students, I guarantee, are most likely training when they come to that class. So let's say they come to your class twice a week. That is not enough, nowhere near enough to give your body the muscle memory to want to use that in real time. It's not going to happen. It's false. It's fugazi. It's a lie. It's not going to happen. That's just not how the body works. I'm sorry. Like, you don't bring it on Uncle Burley. I ain't make this thing. I'm just a player in the game. I ain't create the game. I'm just a player in the game. So now, compared to the professional fighter, what is he doing? He wakes up. He eats right. He may run 5 miles, 10 minutes of rope jumping, win sprints, go to the gym, hit the bag, pop, 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 speed bag, pop, 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 get some rounds of sparring in, getting hit, hitting people, having to learn how to see in traffic, ends it off maybe with a little cardio, goes home and goes to sleep. And then the next day, he's going to rinse and repeat. Boss. Those self-defense students can't compare to this man. See, the symbiotic relationship of teacher and student. The student of these self-defense people, they need to be practicing these moves all week. All week. Even Monday through Sunday. Even on the bad days. Then you gotta find people to work with. And then you have to work on other things to make that stuff work, which is the stamina, the conditioning, and they're not doing that. And this is what makes it a hustle. But self-defense and fighting is the same thing. But what they'll do is splice it down the middle to say, oh, I'm showing you something different from that left hook and right hand. That's some sports stuff. I'm going to show you how to grab his groin, grab his tongue, rip at the same time. But how are you practicing that move? At least the professional fighter gets to go actually punch somebody in the face, choke them out, kick them in the face, whatever they're doing. Where you going to be grabbing groins and tongues at? Who's going to be allowing you to grab their groin and tongue? And you may create a doll so you can grab the doll's groin and tongue and all of that crazy stuff, but the doll ain't real, so that's a simulation that's really not that good. So guess what? You're not getting no real practice. You ain't getting no spar time with this grab the tongue and grab the groin thing. So when the pressure hits you and it's time to scrap, 9 times out of 10, you ain't pulling that move off. None of them moves are going to come to you. You ain't spend no time pressure testing none of that. You just go to class, learn these crazy techniques, get to flip somebody. And I ain't trying to bust up the industry. They got to get their money. I understand. But I'm saying, for those that are actually looking for some self-defense in the real time, it's better just to go learn you some boxing, go get you some Muay Thai, go get you some wrestling and jiu-jitsu, some solid things. And they'll serve you more. And they'll serve you more because at least in those places, you're going to have to run the routine like a real boxer. They're going to require work. And even there, that happens too. There's people going to boxing gyms. Will F, what's up? There's people going to boxing gyms one day out the week. You know what I'm saying? And then, but, because of the simplicity of the weapons, even if you go in there, you got a higher chance of pulling it off, but you still in the low levels. Oh yeah, man, he ain't gonna put hands on the kid, man. Like I said in one of my videos, man, you don't get no credit for punching the blind man in the eye. Yeah, LF, you don't get no credit for punching the blind man in the eye. That may bring the level of my bar down. You know what I'm saying? But, I was entertaining it because I just thought it was extremely funny. South Philly in the house, Philadelphia, North Philly in the house. Yeah, Fairmount Hustlers over there in Gerard and Corinthian. Kamal Campbell, yeah. I thought he was very funny. He giving me, what's that guy that was running around that got real big and he would run up on you, ask you if you want to box and then punch you in the face? What's that dude's name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, LF. $1 million and oh, look, he's $1 million and oh in the streets. Now, if you had 1 million fights, I don't know. Like, how could you even be, you should be on Jimmy Kimmel. Straight like that. If I got 1 million fights, I'm talking to Jimmy Kimmel. I'm running the circuit. That's something to talk about. That's something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I'm $1 million and oh, that's a hell of a conversation there. Straight like that. You got stories if you're $1 million and oh. But yeah, see, stuff like that, when I hear stuff like that, I can't take it serious. Anybody who knows me knows, I'm with the sparring. I love that. That's just what I do. So that ain't nothing. If you catch me in the right spot and in your gym and you want to lace up, we could do that. We could do that. I'm with that. That's just the walk of the walk. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how you sharpen your sword. You know, so that ain't never been a personal thing. But when I start hearing crazy talk, I don't know. I don't know, people. But like I said, for all the people, we got more people in the chat now. Yeah, we climbing that ladder. The question was, is self-defense different from professional fighting? Talk to me. Who in the chat? Is there a difference between self-defense and professional fighting? I don't think there is. Okay, we got Virginia in the house. VA, that's where my teacher, Mr. Wilson Pitts, is from. Virginia in the house. Let's talk about it. Is self-defense different from professional fighting? Is there a difference between self-defense and professional fighting? I don't think so, but I want to hear what you people think. I want to hear what y'all think. It's like I was saying earlier, you know, I tag it all to the game. It's part of the hustle. That sounds good to somebody coming in that may not want to learn boxing. Is that you ain't learning that boxing. You learning that real secret technique. Okay, the intention is different. I like that. But pretty much it's the same thing. The intent is different. I definitely got to get a trip to Philly. I definitely got to get back up in there. I need to get my Stromboli time back on, but I'm gonna keep you posted. He said, professional fighters don't train weapons. Yeah, they don't. See, but the reason why I don't think you can separate it, because self-defense is a big umbrella. Like, running is self-defense. Running away from a fight. Self-defense doesn't always have to mean hand on hand, but it's under the umbrella. That's why you can't separate it. Because fighting is under the umbrella of self-defense. One of the ways to defend yourself is to fist fight. Maybe kick, maybe wrestle, maybe grab a weapon, you know, maybe grab a rock. You know, all of this is under the umbrella. Maybe run, retreat. Not every fight you need to fully engage. Even guerrilla warfare. How does the smaller army face the bigger army? They catch the bigger army sleeping at night. Hit a couple of them every night, breaking down their morale. They can't go to sleep because every time they go to sleep, they wake up with 2 or 3 men missing. You know what I'm saying? That's being said. That's a self-defense. The Guardian Archives said, yeah, it's different in real self-defense situations. Yeah, in real you're in a completely unpredictable situations. Yeah, you are. But even in the fight, you're in unpredictable situations. Just because you go into a boxing match, you don't know what punch he's going to throw at you. You know he's going to throw his hand. You know he's going to use his hands. But let's not get it twisted, people. People die in professional matches. You sign a waiver saying you know you can die competing in this. See, a self-defense, somebody fighting for their life, that's totally different for somebody who signed up to possibly throw away his life. 2 different animals. But they still fall under the umbrella of self-defense. You can't separate the two. And those that separate the two, usually they're pushing the thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, get your money. Get your money how you got to get your money. But you cannot separate professional fighting from self-defense because they are in there defending themselves. And now, yes, there's levels to self-defense too. You know, that's why I'm saying self-defense is the big umbrella. There's levels. It may not be a fist fight. It could be a knife fight. It could be a pistol fight. It could be a bazooka fight. It could be an army fight. But it all falls under the umbrella of self-defense, just like professional fighting, MMA, G-Man TV, salute. Just like MMA, it falls under the umbrella of self-defense. They in there defending themselves. Like, just because it's a sport fight, they are literally fighting to kill each other. And it's legal. See, remember how they used to walk back in the Western days? They said, I'm chasing Billy Bob Thornton. And then he moved his jacket and the star there. He said, and it's legal. That's the same thing. These are legal bodies happening up in there. Ain't gonna be no courts and cases after you die in the ring. Ain't no courts, ain't nobody to sue because you signed the waivers. You can't sue nobody. In the street situation, you may be able to come out and sue people, like the security guards over here wasn't on point. Well, I got attacked, suing the whole club, I'm doing this. So there's a big difference. There's differences in that thing, but it's still under the umbrella of self-defense because death is on the line, even in a sports fight. That's why they say you don't play boxing. You play basketball. You don't play MMA. You play soccer. You play football. You don't play sports fights. Ain't no play in that. That's two men going up in there to kill themselves for the enjoyment of other people. That's it. And it goes all the way back to the dawn of time. We've been doing this for years. Watching people fight got to be the oldest sport. It has to be. It has to be. It beats out basketball, soccer, football, all of these other sports. The first one was coming to see two men fight and almost kill each other. And from that came what we call the sport. But because of his brutal nature, it's still brutal. It's just contained, and there's lawyers and there's layers. So if anything goes wrong, everybody walks away clean hands. And then they dig in the ditch for you. Yeah, you getting put in the dirt. Yup, You on the wrong side of the dirt. That's different. Yeah, I know fighting for your life is hard. Somebody attacking you, that is a real situation. But the people that sign up to fight, they are a whole different breed. And you gotta respect them. You gotta put some respect on their name. Who else here? Come on, talk to me. Where the disagreeers at? I'm looking for disagreeers. Sip this coffee. The Guardian Archive said that's true. Salute. It's called judo. Know if you got a gun judo, know what's going. Gun judo. Who else? Where the disagreeers at? Okay, let me look back and make sure I ain't miss nobody. Like that. You still waiting for the disagreeers. If anybody got a point against it, I'm willing to hear it. Talk to me. But I'm seeing that pretty much we all in sync. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, there you go. Hold on. Gun Archive said he's been training in boxing for the last 3 months, and I like it, and I'm not really interested in becoming a pro boxer. Correct. That's right. That's right. You ain't got to want to be Mayweather to train in boxing. Nah. Boxing is good mechanics. Boxing is good mechanics. Every fight is different. We working. That's right. The Burleys in the building. We working. That's right, we working. You know, in these martial debates, I definitely want to smoke, but if we can agree to agree, then we can agree to agree. That's what I'm talking about. And like I said, a lot of people splicing that pie, it's only because they trying to sell you a slice of that pie. They splice the pie because they want to sell you a slice. And you ain't got to buy it. You ain't gotta buy it. Because that grabbing somebody by the tongue and grabbing somebody by the groin and then kicking their foot out and then flipping them over, where you gonna get a chance to practice that? Fighting needs simulation. If you really want to get ready for something to happen real time, you need simulation. He said, I like the hurt. That's right. It's the hurt business, Guardian. It's the hurt business. Straight like that. It's the hurt business. And that's what you have to get you. And that's another part of the game. You gotta be ready to hurt something. So it's better to train that thing. Cause a lot of people a lot of people have it right on their sleeve. They ready to do damage. They just born to do damage. They out there. Some people gotta be pulled out of you. That's why the training is gonna be good. You get up in there sparring, he hit you with those first two good shots, bang, bang. And you get to decide, fight or flight. Am I going to dig deep and go get mines back? Am I going to do that? That's right. Train to keep sharp and ready to go when needed. G-Man TV all day. All day. And it don't take much, people. See, but with the self-defense training, you ain't going to be able to train that enough. So when the real time hits you, you're going to be stuck. Listen, if you practice boxing 15 minutes a day, every day, for a couple of months, I'm guaranteed if you did get into a situation, it's going to be in your muscle memory all day. That's right. You got a gentle, that's right. It brings it out of you. Okay. Another difference is the medical treatment in the pro fight. There are people standing by to protect you, and in the streets, there's no. Yeah, that's true, and that's by. Hold on. That's by Sam Sewell. Came with the other good point. Yes, sir. Yep, that is the difference between the street fight and the pro fight. But we still saying self-defense is under it. But the difference between the street fight and the pro fight, that is in the pro fight, they got doctors on deck to help you out. In the streets, ain't gonna be nobody there. You're gonna have to run to the hospital. You're gonna have to catch a cab and get to the hospital. But let me tell you something. The training the fighting can help you better in the street fight. When am I going? Because when you train to fight, you fight less. I'm gonna tell you this. That's the secret to training to fight. That's why you want to be training. Because when you training, you're gonna fight less. It's gonna be harder to get you into that street fight. It's gonna be harder. Listen, I know how to fight. At this point, I'd rather just really run away from a fight. Like, you're gonna have to be attacking me right now. Like, you ain't gonna get me to fight. It's crazy. Like, what, with this? I'm too with it, I come back, I got zingers too. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't worried about that. But, you just literally gotta attack. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And even that's gonna be hard because, if I see you on that time, I'm already removing myself. What's the most effective defense system? Prevention. Prevention is the most effective. Prevent it from happening. And not all these times does that work, but it works the majority of the time because the only absolutes we know is death, right? That's the only absolutes. So you could do everything right, be walking down the wrong block, wrong place, wrong time, something jump off, you're gonna have to handle yourself. But let's be real, those are far and few in between. Come on now. Unless you live in somewhere in the jungle or like where you living at that every day is a fight. Now it's really happening for some people. But we over here in America, the richest nation on the planet, we got our hoods. We definitely got our hoods. But I'm in the hood too. I've been from the hood too, so it wasn't like we was fighting every day. It wasn't that serious. You know what I'm saying? There was some fights, some disagreements, and you handled it. But it wasn't like every day was a fight for life. You know what I'm saying? Like every time you walked out your house, somebody was trying to rob you, steal you, jack you, slap you, smack you, back you, hack you. You're like, where's this happening at? So those times when you're in the wrong place at the wrong time are far and few in between. The other ones, you definitely have control over. emotional contact, emotional check, strategy. That's right, man. When you know how to fight, you don't want to fight. You too much on the line. See, and you can recognize that too. There's too much on the line. So the art of training gives you that. So that's why we seeing all of the street fighters fight, because they're emotional, they're out of control, they have none of that training. So the first thing you say to them, they ready to throw it all away. They ready to risk it all in 1 second because you done hurt their feelings. And feelings that really not even valid. We can't even, they're not even tangible. You want to be bigger than that. You want to be higher than that. You know, because the more decisions you make based off of raw emotions, it's just a life of ruin. So, once again, I want to salute to everybody in the chat. Thank you for rocking with your boy Burley. It's your boy. You know how we do around here. Hands up, chin down, rumble, young man rumble.